Story time. The toilet bowl incident, a brief blue chapter in cohabitation history. See, years ago, in that brief experimental phase of my life where I thought cohabitation meant love, shared meals, and the occasional houseplant, I lived with a woman who traveled constantly for work. Some sort of consulting job, she was always flying to places like Dallas, Phoenix, Sacramento. Cities that sound like they were made up by regional airport signage committees. While she was gone, I became the default steward of the domestic realm. Mr. Mom, I ran laundry like it was an Olympic time trial. I vacuumed with intent. I took out the trash before it began to resemble a raccoon buffet. I was peak domestic partner, basically a one-man HGTV pilot. One fateful trip, though, I decided to go beyond the call of duty. I noticed the toilet had started slipping into that muted shade of sadness, that stale bathroom gray. So I made an executive decision. I marched into the hardware store, floated past the light bulb aisle like a man who knows things, and landed on a shelf lined with puck-shaped miracles. You know what I'm talking about. Toilet cleaner, the label said, cleans with every flush, and it turns the water blue, not pale blue, not chill blue, but that intense blue, nuclear, Capri Sun blue, the kind of blue that says, I'm here, I'm chemical, deal with it. So I dropped it in, and guys, it was magic, flush after flush. It was like watching a jet ski rip through a vat of mouthwash. I was so proud, I almost invited people over just to urinate in it. Come see the future of plumbing, I would have said, handing out punch and pointing to the glowing throne like it was the eighth wonder of the world. So she gets home late on a Friday, wheeled in her bag, hugged me like I was a human neck pillow, and headed straight for the bathroom. Complete silence. Then, what is this? At first I thought maybe she was complimenting the toilet's new aquatic elegance. No, she was not. She was not. What's wrong with it? I asked. It's blue, she said, as if I had filled it with Gatorade and a witch's curse. Why would you do this? It looks like something out of a sci-fi horror movie where the plumbing comes to life. Really? I tried to defend myself. It's clean, I said. It's sanitation with pizzazz. She was unmoved. She called it unnatural, aggressive, and, quote, exactly the kind of decision-making that ruins Airbnb ratings. What? We argued in the way only two people who have been living together for 6 weeks can argue. Her on the moral high ground of neutral water. Me clinging to my chemically enhanced sense of blue pride. Eventually, like in any of these fragile domestic ceasefires, I told her I would take care of it. To keep the peace, and I did. I went back to the store and swapped the blue puck for a completely different one. Green. Bright green. The kind of green that says, we compost, but also, we're not above industrial runoff around here. Now, she never mentioned it again. She moved out a few months later, cited lifestyle differences, said I was a little intense about hygiene products. Look, I didn't argue. Some people aren't ready for color-coded sanitation. Some people don't want their toilet to look like it has opinions. But me, I've been chasing that perfect shade of toilet bowl green ever since.